In our daily lives, we have to deal with data in some or the other manner. If you are a teacher, then you are required to interpret the data in order to analyze the performance of your students and so as to implement the corrective options. And if you are a businessman, then you have to analyze the trend or the data that you are given, that how your financials are working or how is the business performing or what are the areas which require a corrective action. So basically, data is an integral part of our day-to-day life. Hi everyone, I'm Megha and welcome to UGC Net with Megha, and in this video we are going to continue with the series wherein we are summarizing each and every unit of paper 1. So today we are going to summarize the unit 7, that is the data interpretation. And what exactly do we mean by data interpretation? So basically you have to draw a reasonable conclusion, or you have to analyze the given data and interpret what the data is trying to convey. So that is known as data interpretation. We are going to now discuss the sections from where the questions are generally asked in the exam. The first section is classification of data. So basically there are two types of data, primary data and secondary data. Now you need to know the definition of both the types of data, and then there are few examples given and you are asked that whether out of the following which is not a secondary data or which is not a primary data, or vice versa, that which is a primary data or which is a secondary data. So what is exactly meant by primary data? The data which is collected by the researcher using surveys, experiments, etc. is the primary data. That is the first hand data. Whereas secondary data is the data which is collected by the researcher from any other resource like documents, census, or even whatever data that you collect from Google, Wikipedia. That is also a secondary data. The next section from where the questions are asked is classification of data. So basically any user of the data can classify the data into three categories. First is context based, that is in what respect the data is being evaluated, that is context based classification. Next is content based, that means what is the content. For example, if we are discussing movies, so we are classifying the data as like it is a horror movie, comedy movie, or romantic movie. So these are the three content on the basis of which the movies are classified. So this is kind of a content based classification. And lastly is the user based classification. It is completely discretionary upon the user that in what manner and how he wants to classify the given data. Now the data is of two types. One is the quantitative data and another one is the qualitative data. So quantitative data deals with the quantity aspect of the data, that is numbers, figures are generally dealt with under this kind of data. And qualitative data particularly deals with the qualitative aspects like the height of an individual, not in numbers but then who is taller and who is shorter. So these are the qualitative aspects, or the students on the basis of like poor performance, average, good, best, better, in that category. So this is known as the qualitative data. Under qualitative data, so basically you consider the qualities of the individuals or anything which is under analysis, the qualities are taken into consideration. Now if we talk about the graphical representation, so when a data is particularly represented with the help of a line graph or bar graph, pie charts, histograms, etc., then it is known as graphical representation. So simply put, the pictorial representation of data is known as graphical representation. So now this is one major area from where the questions are generally asked by UGC, that is they give you the pictorial or the graphical representation, and then on the basis of which you are asked the various questions, and you have to interpret what the particular pie chart or a bar graph is indicating, and you are required to make certain calculations and then give the answers. The another set from where the questions are generally formed is you are given a quantitative data. Basically you are given a table wherein you are given numerous figures for various years or various sections, and then you are required to answer questions like in which year the profit was maximum, or in which year the growth in sales was the highest, or how many students have chosen a particular stream. So questions like these are generally asked with the tabular data. Now, one thing also that you need to learn under data interpretation is that how to convert the degrees into the percentage if a pie chart is given, and how to convert the percentage into degrees depending upon the question being asked. So this is also another set of questions from where it is asked like you are given the data in degrees and you are required to calculate the percentage form of that particular data. And to counter this particular unit, that is data interpretation, there are few tips and tricks that you are required to follow in order to ease out your calculations and also to make it faster. And all these tips and tricks have been covered by me in a separate YouTube video. So you can have a look at the video. The link is right here. And also I have covered the previous year questions that have been asked in UGC so far, and also the detailed tips and tricks in my online course as well. So you can check that out on our website as well. So that was all for this video. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want me to cover any particular topic, you can leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For more details on our online course, visit our website www.ugcnetwithmegha.com, and the link for the website is given in the description below. And for regular updates, follow us on our social media handles.